Thy sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself. For the Lord shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended. Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, the Lord, will hasten it in his time. Zechariah 8. Again the word of the Lord of hosts came to me, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I was jealous for Zion with great jealousy, and I was jealous for her with great fury. Thus saith the Lord, I am returned unto Zion, and will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and Jerusalem shall be called the city of truth, and the mountain of the Lord of hosts, the holy mountain. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, there shall yet old men and old women dwell in the streets of Jerusalem, and every man with his staff in his hand, for every age, and the streets of the city shall be full of boys and girls playing in the streets thereof. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, if it be marvelous in the eyes of the remnant of this people in these days, should it also be marvelous in mine eyes, saith the Lord of hosts. Isaiah 11. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots, and the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord, and shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of the Lord. And he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after the hearing of his ears, but with righteousness shall he judge the poor, and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked. And righteousness shall be the girdle of his loins, and faithfulness the girdle of his reins. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf, and the young lion, and the fatling together, and the little child shall lead them, and the calf and the bear shall feed, their young ones shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox, and the sucking child shall play on the hole of the asp, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice's den. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah by Hashem Kakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing, salutations to the whole elect out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the whole elect, the believers, the listeners who may have came back to the truth, all right, through this word in Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, man. All right, based off faith. Now, what I want to get into is respond, to a video done on the Black Consciousness channel. Brother's been responding, dealing with Deuteronomy 21:10 through 14. And, what you have is the Black conscious community, okay, pretty much trying to shame the Bible, with particular laws. Okay, and this is why we have to have a thorough understanding, okay, of what we're a part of. Because matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Get that in the book of Proverbs. All right, and so let's get Proverbs chapter 4, verse 7. All right, and I would have went on the Kingdom Minded channel, but we got a strike on there. All right, and be down for 2 weeks. From a video from 2022. So it is what it is. All right, but there's something I wanted to address in the spirit. Let me go ahead and get this queued up. But yeah, let's lay the foundation with this here. This is the book of Proverbs. All right. All right, this book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 7 says, "Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding." All right, and it's vital that we have an understanding of what we're a part of, man. It's vital that we have an understanding, okay, in what we believe, okay, and then we have to have an understanding, okay, in the times we're in and how things were in the ancient world. Okay, of course, when you read the Bible, all right, there's things that pretty much seem extreme because we've been westernized. Okay, we've been westernized, and what the Bible does, it de-westernizes us, man. Let's get that. All right, just rolling in the spirit before I get into the lesson. All right, but the Bible de-westernizes us, man. Now we're not going to be in that spirit we was in, when we grew up in that culture, okay, of the East, under the law. All right, but we should, all right, have an understanding, and we should see why the Lord had particular things in place. And we're going to go through all those things, man. We're just laying the foundation, all right, with a couple of precepts, and then we'll get into it, because as you see with the Black consciousness community, okay, which we don't know what they believe, we don't know what gods that they believe in, okay, we don't know nothing about the standard of Egypt. You get more understanding of Egypt by listening to brothers, all right, going into their history, man. Okay, we really don't know what them guys believe, and what standards they go by. Okay, well, basically, it just all right, niggas, that pretty much have taken hold, all right, of a heathen custom, man, of heathen history. They link themselves to the history of Hamites. Okay, that's why they really, they really not into it like that, man. Nigga might put on an outfit, get that unk necklace and that, and that's about it. All right, but they not really into that culture, and it's going to show. All right, when we go through the video, man. All right, they're just Americans, westernized American men. Okay, that happen to know, okay, a thing or two about Egypt, which is not much. Now, this 2 Corinthians 5:17 said, "Therefore, if any man be in Hamashiach, he is a new creature. All things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new." Okay, and this Bible gives us a new perspective on everything, man. There's constant, and we're constantly learning, like we're constantly, growing in our understanding on how things should be. This captivity was to show us how things should be. When we read the Bible and compare it to this current society, all right, we see how things should be, man. And we see how things how laws in the Bible, all right, will correct a lot of the dysfunction, all right, and chaos, all right, that's in this society, man. The West is plagued with problems, and it only gets worse. This is a degenerate culture, and under Esau Edom, it only gets worse, man. Okay, now let's get to the video. I say this word should be making us new creatures. There's a lot of men that got fringes on and got all this following and merchandise, but they not becoming new creatures, man. They're ashamed of particular points of the Bible. Okay, so let's get the video. All right, I'm gonna play it and stop at their points. We're gonna address these things, man. Okay.
Okay. Got it.
All right. Read that for me.
Deuteronomy 21, verses 10 to 14.
Mhm.
When you go out to war against your enemies, and the Lord your God gives them in your hand, and you take them captive, and you see among the captives a beautiful woman, and you desire to take her to be your wife, and you bring her home to your house, she shall shave her head and pare, and she shall take off her clothes in which she was captured, and remain in your house, and lament her father and her mother for a full month. After that, you may go into her and be her husband, and she shall be your wife. But if you no longer delight in her, you shall let her go where she wants. But you shall not sell her for money, nor shall you treat her as a slave, since you have humiliated her.
All right. See right there. Read it again. Start from 10. We're going to break this down.
That is 10 I was reading.
No, you went all the way down to 14.
Yeah. Oh, you
All
want
right.
to stop?
Yes, go ahead. Read
Okay.
10.
When you go out to war against your enemies, and the Lord your God gives them into your hand.
Stop. Is that 10?
Yes.
Stop.
That's not all of 10.
Okay, just read 10.
And you take them captive. That's the end of 10.
Okay, now, what do you get out of that? Break this in, because I always bring this to the Zodiac and all of them.
I mean, I think that what we're seeing here is something that I think is reprehensible. Now, listen, we know that war is problematic.
Now let's deal with that real quick, because he said what he heard was reprehensible. Okay, he said what he just heard was reprehensible. So let's get what reprehensible mean. All right, and these are some very bold words. All right, and these are unbelievers. Okay, so they read the Bible as if it was a fairy tale, and they don't deal with reality when they read the Bible. Okay, people, they disassociate the Bible with reality, man. Okay, like it doesn't deal with actual events and actual people and societies that existed and do exist, man. Okay, so you get that word reprehensible, and he said what he just read in the Bible was reprehensible, and it says an adjective. It says deserving censure or condemnation. Okay, so Jake is saying that the Bible deserves to be censored, all right, or condemned. Okay, that's a bold statement, because the Bible, all right, is the wisdom of Yahweh Shema Shai. And like the title of the lesson, the Bible is not for emotional Western men. Okay, Jake read the Bible in their emotions, which I say America has bred very emotional men, and you can tell how he talk, man. He got a effeminate spirit. I don't know, whether or not he he is, but he got a feminine spirit, man. Like his mother was probably administrator at HBCU. Okay, and and he read all them books. All right. He didn't go outside much. He got that type of, that vibration on him, man. Okay. But this is what America, breeds, emotional, all right, men, especially amongst Jake, man, coming out that matriarch. But he's saying that the law in the Bible, which those laws come from Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, needs to be censored or condemned, and the scriptures speak about that. So let's get there real quick, and we'll go back to the video, man. Okay. Let's get the book of Ezekiel. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 18. in verse 25. All right. This is Ezekiel 18:25. It says, "Yet ye say, the way of the Lord is not equal. Hear now, O house of Israel, is not my way equal, and not your ways unequal?" Okay, and we're going to get into these things, man. All right, because now Esau, and this is what Esau has done with the Bible. He has made it seem like the Bible is barbaric. Okay, is primitive. You see, this is how Esau pushes the Bible to the world, especially the Old Testament, as if it's barbaric, all right, or primitive. And that's why you have, the Christian doctrine, the New Testament, their understanding of the New Testament conflicts with the Old Testament, because under this Jesus Christ character, Esau pushed in his Christianity as if Jesus, saved, humanity from the tyrannical God of the Old Testament, man. Okay? As if the Most High was just extreme and overbearing, man. Okay? But we're going to go through these things and see that the ways of the Lord is equal, okay? And our ways are off, man. The way we thought, was off, man. And you see it in the culture today. You compare nigger culture to any culture that ever existed, man, and it's the most degenerate, primitive culture, dysfunctional culture that ever existed, man. Okay, this is in the NLT, Ezekiel 18:25. It said, "Yet you say the Lord isn't doing what's right." Okay, and you're gonna see all through the video that they have a problem, with standards set up by Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. Okay. It said, "Listen to me, O people of Israel. Am I the one not doing right, or is it you?" Okay? Because you see the result of our people without the law. America was a big presentation of Israelites without the law, man. Okay? And we're leading the lead in everything that has to do with death, gun violence, heart problems. You see, abortions, broken families. You see, poverty. We're leading the league in everything that's related to death, man. Okay, but Jake is here critiquing the Most High. All right, so let's keep going. Let's get back to it. Reprehensible. Hey, boy. So yeah, let's play some more.
In any time that it has occurred in human history.
Mhm.
But this is different here. We're actually seeing the law of God being in favor of the sexual capture,
Thank you,
and
bro.
enslavement as one of women.
Man, listen.
It says shall not treat her as a slave later,
Yeah,
but
because you already humiliated her.
sexual slave.
Thank you, brother. And how come nobody knows this when I be saying that? Now, listen, what I say on that one, I say, first of all, let's look at it. God, your God, have participated in the war and captured this woman for you. See, when I say that, they say, no, he didn't. When it says God have delivered them unto you, that means he helped, he participated in favor of you. Go ahead, continue.
In addition to that, we should understand that these women are innocents, right? They weren't the ones fighting.
You want to hear something crazy, brother? When I had Captain Tazariak and Elder Yara together, this was 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Don't you know they told me that the woman had rights? I said, she didn't have no rights, brother. All her rights were stripped of her. I said, if you listen and read that, your God have given all the rights in the green light to the man and what he can do. She didn't have rights.
And see these men, you know, they sound like two feminists, man. You know, like the America did some damage, man. You know, and this is why, you know, we have to be forever grateful that the Lord pulled us out, you know, of that darkness, man. You know, and if you read the Bible with the emotional, effeminate perspective, okay, with the perspective of Big Mama, okay, you're gonna always be offended. Okay. So let's get some more precepts real quick. Now, let's address all right, let's address what was going on during this time. All right. Because Jake, don't you got to understand what's happening in real time. Now, these are laws of warfare. Now, we had just came out of captivity, okay, under the Egyptians. All right. So pretty much we was like a startup nation. Okay, we was a startup nation. Now, when you get women, what are the purpose of women? For nation building. You see, people read the Bible, okay, and they read it with the cultural norms of Western society, modern Western society. Okay, you see, then the things that we see now, you see, you know, the R&B music. Okay, they wasn't doing it. They wasn't singing. All right, they wouldn't have music videos and okay, niggas with the S curl, shirt open. All right, that's what Jake is thinking about. Gerald Levert, you know, their spirit. Okay, you see, you can do those things once society is set up. Okay, and America being a first world society with these conveniences. Okay, you can concentrate. You know, you can you got free time to do those things, the dates and all that. But when you're a startup nation, okay, and you going on war campaigns, all right, those the women that will come from that from the nations you will conquer will be used for nation building, and these are heathen women. Okay, now let's I think they was in 21, so like let's get to what they read and just explain what's going on. All right. Now, this is Deuteronomy 21:10. It says, when thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and the Lord thy power have delivered thee into the hands, all right, into thy hands, delivered them into thy hands, and thou hast taken them captive. Yeah, the Lord deliver us the victory, man. Okay, because we was coming into that land promised unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And us being the descendants of those men were heirs to that land. And you had people, all right, them Canaanites in that land. That's why it was called the land of Canaan. Okay, so as as we're being prepared to go into that land, you know, Moses would die and pretty much hand the leadership, the nation over unto Joshua. Okay, and we will go on a war campaign. Okay, conquering the Holy Land, but there was people in it, so we had to do what? Destroy and conquer those people. Okay, so as we're on our way to the Holy Land, okay, the Promised Land, we will run into different societies, and the Lord will give them into our hands. Okay, and what the Lord did, He gave us laws on that, on how to handle these situations of war. Okay, because as you're going to find out that these heathens, they didn't have these laws. Like, they were just savages with it, man. Okay, so the Lord is giving us laws, okay, of wisdom, and He also giving us laws of nobility and being civil. Okay, well, we weren't just wilding out. So when you read this, let's read it. Deuteronomy 21:10. It says, "When thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and the Lord thy power have delivered them into thy hands, and thou hast taken them captive, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and has a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife." Okay, so after you're conquered, okay, a village, a city, all right, you slaughter the men, okay, and of the women, and all right, that will be left. You will have your pick. That's part of the spoils of war. Okay, and remember, this is for wartime. This isn't happening every day. You don't go to war every day. Okay, but when war did happen, this was the protocol. This was the rules of war according to the scriptures for Israel, man. It says, "Then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails." And that was her putting off her gods, man. Okay, because even like that, their hair, that our women, buy out of those stores. Okay, most of it come from Elam. A lot of it come from Elam. All right, but their hair is offered to gods. Okay, that was just how the heathen were, man. Okay, and those nails, those long nails, all it goes back to pagan worship, man. Okay, verse 13, it says, "And she put the raiment, of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thy house, and beware her father and her mother." All right, her mother a full month. So you see the courtesy, all right, that she had a month to mourn, okay, her parents. Okay, you think the heathen gave the women a month to mourn? Absolutely not. It was on site. You know, they would be popping the women while the war, the battle was still going on. Okay, or soon right after, man. Okay, so this was a thing of courtesy, man. Nobility. You give her a month. you just killed the parents, man. So you would give her a month. It says, "And after that thou shalt go in unto her and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife." Okay, and this is a heathen, so she would be a bond wife. She will have the status of an Israelite woman. Okay, she will be a bond wife. Okay, and she will be a handmaid. All right, to your Israelite wife. Okay, this is all going towards nation building, man. Woman was an asset. Okay, for bringing forth children and for serving, man. Domestic duties. Okay, now your wife has someone to help make the bread, fetch water, sew clothes. Okay, the daily duties, man. And see, the Western culture, they just associate sex with the orgasm, man. That's what the Western culture has taught us to associate sex with, is just the orgasm. Okay, we're not taught to think of the responsibilities and the duties of a husband and a wife. Okay, we're not taught to think of inheritance. Okay, legacy. We're taught to just associate the sex with orgasm, and this is what these guys' minds are at, man. Okay, keep reading. It says, "And if thou," and it says, "And if it shall, and it shall be, if thou have no delight in her, then thou shalt let her go, all right, whether she will, but thou shalt not sell her at all for money." So if you deal with it, and you like, nah, okay, because those heathens, they was big into, to orgies, and she might be, hey, she probably look good, but then you're like, damn, this ain't what it is. Okay, so she would be able to just go free. Okay, then you couldn't sell her, you couldn't pimp her out. Okay, you couldn't start a slave market with the captured women. Nah, man. The noble thing to do in this situation is like, okay, you good. Thou shalt not make merchandise of her because thou hast humbled her. Okay, you dealt with her, so you can't, deal with it and then like put on the market and pimp her out or anything. No, you just gotta let it go. Okay, that's the thing of nobility, because compared to what the other heathen was doing, they was wilding out. Okay, and we're gonna stay right there because you're gonna leave. We're gonna come right back to this. Okay, but Jake, read that, and Jake try to make it barbaric, and what that nigga say? Reprehensible. That's reprehensible. but what's going on in Western culture today ain't reprehensible. Okay, here it is. You spend, you do a live stream to condemn the Bible. Okay, but what about the condemnation of this current society of black culture today? Okay, which is completely out of order, man. Nigga culture is reprehensible, man. Okay. So yeah, let's go back to the video. Let it play some more.
Said she had rights. This is live on my show.
I'd love to know what rights they're describing here.
Yeah, man.
Because it doesn't seem like there are the rights that they're giving her here are as minimal as possible. She doesn't have rights. There are rules that you're supposed to abide by. That's not the same as having rights.
Right.
So there are rules.
All right, go on to 11.
Well, see, now in their mind, so they talk about the rights. So let's go to this same chapter. Okay. And they say, oh, the woman didn't have no rights. No, the Bible holds women accountable. We live in a society that doesn't hold women accountable. Okay. And you see, all right, and Eve had just morphed into a beast. Eve a goddamn beast out here, man. The majority of our women, they're in straight beast mode, man. Okay, they violent. Okay, the Eve, like I say, Eve would be with a stud 1 month. All right, she'll be with it. She, on a drunk night, she let her mo friend pop her. Okay, she'll be with a transformer, and then just jump in a regular relationship like nothing happened, man. Okay, Eve is a monster out here, man. That's another thing. Like the West still try to push the woman as if they just these innocent, harmless creatures. Nah, man. Okay, the liberty given, okay, to women in Western culture, all right, has turned them into absolute beasts, man. Okay, so the woman, the Bible holds everyone accountable, the man and the woman. All right. And the Lord is fair all the way around. And we're going to go into these things, man. See, they try to take 5 scriptures out the law and make the Bible barbaric. Okay? But we're going to go into these things now. You go into the same chapter, all right, right after. Okay? Now, let's get Deuteronomy 21 and 15. These are the verses right after that. It says, if a man have 2 wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have borne him children, both the beloved and hated, and if the first born son be hers that is hated. So if you have a man with 2 wives and there's one that he loves more than the other, okay, so he loves one wife more than the other, but the one that he loves, all right, less, okay, she has his firstborn son. Now what's the protocol? Then it shall be when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he hath, that he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated, which is indeed the firstborn. So no matter how he felt, okay, he had the honor, all right, the right of the firstborn. Okay, so the law, the law trumps your emotions, man. You see, the law was set up to where righteous judgment will go forth regardless of how you felt, regardless of your emotion. Righteous judgment, all right, is going to go forth. Verse 17, but he shall acknowledge the son of the hated for the firstborn by giving him a double portion of all that he have. For he is the beginning of his strength. The right of the firstborn is his. So it didn't matter about the man's emotions towards the women. It was about what was right. Okay? Once again, this is nobility. This is honor. You see? So yeah, the woman that had the firstborn, her son would get, all right, a double portion of what the father had, regardless of the emotions, okay, or the favor, of the other wife, man. You see, are not my ways equal and your ways unequal? Let's go here. Let's get Exodus, okay, because and they paint this barbaric picture. It's just, like I saying, those were heathen women. All right, those laws toward the heathen women. The Israelite women we dealt with different. Okay, we're going to go into that, but let's go here to Exodus. All right, and then the problem with this society is women have way too many so-called rights, man. Okay, but it's really a doctrine of self-destruction, man, when you go into it. So let's get this Exodus 21 and 10. Okay. Now, it's Exodus 21 and 10. It says, if he take him another wife, all right, it's an Israelite man taking on another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. Speaking of the first wife. So if a man takes on another wife, he gets him a new woman, okay, he can't shun the other woman. Okay, her food, her raiment, all right, which her shelter, and her daily bread, and her duty of marriage, all right, which is sex, shall he not diminish. Okay, so that's why another thing, men wasn't just heaping women to themselves just because. They will add women as needed according to their substance, according to their situation. Okay, because a woman was a responsibility. If they're gonna go into a woman being a possession, okay, well, the possession has to be maintained. All right, and we're gonna expound on this some more, but it wasn't today. This is why it's easy to have just a bunch of women that you popping in Western culture, a bunch of women you just knocking off. But when you have a wife and you have these responsibilities, you weren't just multiplying women every week. Okay, you might go 5 years with one wife, then you might add another one. Your situation will change. You can start enterprising a little more. Then you would add another wife. You're branching out because marriage is a business. A nation is a business, has an economy. Okay, it requires labor. You see? So if a man will add another wife, guess what? The other woman still had to maintain her same upkeep. Okay? It shouldn't diminish. And if you're not in a position to do that, then you shouldn't add another woman. That's how it was set up. Now things are different now. We got, like I said, we in complete dysfunction now. So we utilize wisdom in the situations we in now. All right, but ancient world standards, if you couldn't maintain the both of them, okay, then that situation ain't for you at the moment. Okay. And it says, and if he does not these three unto her, then she shall go out free without money. Now she will leave, okay, she wouldn't take the children. The children will be his. Okay, those are his seed. Not like today, where the children would go with the mother, and a lot of times they'll be worse off. You know? But she also wouldn't have to pay to be released from that, because marriage was a contract, not a paper given, signed by the government, okay, but it will be an agreement between families, man. Okay, that's why you had to exchange of money, those shekels. Okay, but if he's not upholding his end, then guess what? She will be free from that contract, man. Okay, like I say, she won't leave with the children, but then nothing will have to be paid for her to be freed from that contract, man. Okay, so men we couldn't just do anything to women, like we just had them chained up, okay, and then we just throw a bucket of water on and that'll be their bath. Nah, man. Okay, there's there's that demonization that Esau do, man. Okay, it wasn't nothing like that, man. And we'll say we're gonna prove it. So I'm gonna let it play a little more. Mm.
11 says, and you see among the captives a beautiful woman, and you desire to take her to be your wife.
The reason they say wife is because they say when you go into someone, she's automatically your wife.
Absolutely.
So
recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local
father, lock her up, chain her up for 30 days. And then ahead.
All right, and it didn't say nothing about chaining the woman up. Okay, like I say, that's that sensationalism. Okay, that's how Esau try to demonize, order. It's Esau's way of demonizing order, man. Okay, it said nothing about chaining her up, man. All right, and sex is marriage, man. Okay, and that's a heavy thing. Like, we was taught, to take sex so lightly, but that's a heavy thing, man. And we was brought up, to think of it just something to do. Okay, but nah, that's a heavy spiritual thing, man. That was, created for man and wife, man. Okay, to bring forth seed, and it was also Isaiah, a joining of one flesh, man. Okay, there's not like I say, we was all brought up, in this society to take that lightly, and just be random with it. Like I say, these men, all right, which we was in their mindset too, that they only link, okay, sex with the orgasm, man. Okay, that's a deep, intimate act between man and woman. That seed going, that man's flesh going inside the woman. Okay, and then that seed going into the woman. Because that seed carries DNA, which is DNA is what? Instructions, man. You go into it. You're putting your spirit on that woman. That woman is imprinted, man. Okay? That wasn't meant to, just on random, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm coming over. No, that wasn't the order. Okay. That was the consummation of marriage, man. All right. So let's just play.
And then you could go on to her. Now, and then I asked her, I said, Captain, do she have a right to say, I don't want to cut my hair? I don't want you to go in unto me. First of all, when you look at it, you kidnapped her at the beginning of number 10. You took her away. She don't want to willfully go with you. These dudes literally stood there, Jabari, and said, no, she have every right. She have rights to do these things. I said, oh, man, y'all dudes is lying now.
Well, I mean, it just, the problem is when you read something like this, it seems so reprehensible, so subhuman, so misogynistic that they're going to try to spin it in any way that they can. But the text is plain. And it should be clear that that this is reprehensible. What they really should do is say, listen, we don't follow everything in the Bible.
Right. There you go.
But because they think that this is literally the word of God, they believe that everything must be followed. And that is the weakness of what it'll continue to be their weakness the entire time that we are dealing with these doctrines. I mean, let's be clear. It says here that she shall take off her clothes in which she was captured, and remain in your house, and lament her father and mother for a full month. By the way, if your mother and father have been killed or you have been removed from them, I think it might take more than 30 days for her to lament them. But in actuality, they're trying to tell you, well, she can be sad for 30 days. After that, you can do whatever you want with her. You can go into her and be her husband. So we're very clear that to be a wife in this standard is to have sex with this woman. To be a husband, if you have sex with her, you are her husband. That's what they're saying. And I want you to be clear, we're not using the modern concept of husband. In the Judeo-Christian world, to be a husband is to own your wife. So they are saying you are going to be her husband means that you now have ownership of this woman. She's owned by you.
Right.
And she shall be your wife. That's what they're saying. They're not talking about this romantic, loving concept that some people connect to husbandry and wifedom. We're talking about the fact that they are saying you're going to take her sexually. So that means that you are her husband and she is your wife. And then it says,
that's enough for them guys, and they just emotional. And like I say, they're, as we are going into ancient customs, and they trying to make it compatible with this modern, all right, Roman society, man. All right, that's why you get that word romance. All right, now, first of all, they push the picture as if Jake is not loving. Okay, you look at the Israelite man, even our grandfathers. They was austere men, but one thing about it, grandma was straight. Grandma didn't have nowhere near the stress and the trauma that we see these women walking around with today. And in the ancient world, that wasn't the case. The Israelite woman was taken care of, man. Okay, the Israelite man loves hard, and you women, that when Jake fall, it'd be like, damn, Jake fall hard for a woman, man. See, that's that's part of what's going in captivity, man. Okay, the sons of God fell behind what? Woman. Okay, King Solomon, the woman, King David, when he fell, the woman, man. Okay, so this picture they're trying to paint, all right, is if that color purple mister, okay, the Ike Turner, like the Israelite man just be wild, and like the worst place to be on earth is to be married to the Israelite man. That's the notion that they push. You see, But we're going to go through the scriptures, okay, and just give some accounts, all right, how, because of course, you will be married. The marriage was based on duty and responsibility. Okay, the love will come after, because if a man is providing, okay, and then that's the only man that you've ever dealt with, okay, and he has a good name, all right, and you're providing for him. Of course, y'all gonna develop a friendship. Y'all gonna develop chemistry. Y'all gonna develop a bond. Okay, that's natural. That's gonna come natural. Especially this woman is gorgeous, and then Israelite men are handsome, man. Okay, that's another thing. They're like, all Israelite men look like Lord Danbury, man. It's like they sell you this reality, but then like, wait a minute, man. Okay, so you have a beautiful, handsome man and a beautiful woman. Okay, they are taking care of each other. You don't think it's gonna be a natural bond? It's gonna be a natural friendship there, man. Okay, you don't think they're gonna develop chemistry, man? Okay, and let's get some examples, man. Let's get some examples. Let's go here. This is the man and the husband, the father and the daughter. You know how Jake gives them daughters, man. And daughters get every goddamn thing, man. Okay, come on, man. So let's go here, and we'll come back to that. All right, because I read this too, man. And then when you go into these laws, they're acting like we want to do these things now. Okay, they're acting like we're saying that because he said they shouldn't keep they think this is the word of God, and they think they have to follow all of it. Well, we know we can't follow all of it in this society, man. Okay, 1 Corinthians 6:12 says, all things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be bought under the power of any. So everything that's lawful and expedient in this society, man. Okay, it's not lawful to do a lot of things. I mean, it's not expedient to do a lot of things that's written in the law. But we understand that if these laws are implemented, it would be better. We're comprehending it, like we get it, like that light bulb going off, concerning these laws, man. But we know we can't apply these laws in this society, man. We'll be finished, man. Okay, we'll be on the firing squad, man. Okay, and who's doing this, man? All right, but you still have things going on like great, but there's no structure with it. Okay, so let's get these examples. Because that's a whole nother subject. Okay. Let's go here to 1 Samuel first. 1 Samuel. All right, chapter 1. All right, now this is going into the father and mother of Samuel. All right. It said, now there was a certain man. All right. Let's go here. It said, now there was a certain man of Ramah Damasphim, all right, of Mount Ephraim, and his name was Elkanah, the son of Joram, the son of Elihu, the son of Tohu, the son of Zuph, the Ephratite. And he had two wives. The name of one was Hannah, and the name of the other Peninnah. And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. And this man went out of his city yearly to worship and to sacrifice unto the Lord of hosts in Shiloh. And the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, the priest of the Lord, was there. And when the time was that Elkanah offered, he gave to Peninnah. All right, Peninnah his wife, and to all her sons and her daughters portions. But unto Hannah he gave a worthy portion, for he loved Hannah, but the Lord had shut up her womb. Okay? And her adversary also provoked her for her to make her fret, because the Lord had shut up her womb. And as he did so year by year, when she went up to the house of the Lord, so she provoked her. Therefore she wept and did not eat. Then said Elkanah, so you had the other wife, okay, Melon pretty much, okay. It says, then said Elkanah her husband to her, Hannah, why weepest thou, and why eatest thou not, and why is thy heart grieved? Am I not better to thee than 10 sons? Okay. You know, so he went to his woman. He knew why she was sad. Okay, but then he knew that it was nothing he can do, because they was doing the do. All right, but it's up to the Lord. When, how did that happen, man? But it was stated that he loved her, and he cheered up and said, "Look, am I not better to thee than 10 sons?" Okay, so come on, man. It's gonna be a natural affection between a man and woman. Okay, especially she's because you got that pair bonding, man. She's the only that you will be with. All right, you're the only man that she's been with. Okay, like I saying, you're playing that role of provider, protector. Okay, it's gonna be a natural affection, man. Now, the Lord, what did he do? He eventually blessed Hannah, because here's another thing: we serve a just power, man. You can try to get over concerned with what if this happened, what if that happened, all this, but the Lord overseeing everything, man. Okay, the Lord, the Lord, He always oversees everything, man. So at the end of the day, we serve a just power, and His ways are just, man. And you got a lot of Israelites, because he was talking about Captain Tazariak, and they shy away from these things, man. We ain't shying away from these things, man. We go into it. Like I say, we go into it. It's not expedient, and we ain't teaching men to do particular things. All right, that was done in the past, or the protocols that was set up. We're not teaching men to do that. Okay, but it's there, and we deal with it, man. And we not ashamed of nothing in the Bible, man. Okay, but this whole notion, trying to paint us to be barbarians, man. Come on, man. Now let's go from there. I want to get an account with a father and daughter. Okay. Let's get this account with a father and daughter in the book of Joshua. Okay. This is on Joshua chapter 15. Let's get verse 17. Joshua 15 and 17. All right. And it says, and Othniel, the son of Kenaz, the brother of Caleb, took it and gave him Ashas, his daughter, to wife. Okay. Well, matter of fact, let me. All right, I'll read verse 17. It says, and Caleb said, he that smiteth Kajosaphat, okay, and take it, to him will I give Ashah, my daughter, to wife. And Othniel, the son of Kenaz, the brother of Caleb, took it, and he gave him Akash, all right, his daughter, to wife. And it came to pass, as she came unto him, that she moved him to ask of her father a field, and she lighted off her ass. And Caleb said unto her, what wouldest thou? So he's talking to his daughter, who answered, give me a blessing, for thou hast given me the south land. Give me also springs of water. And he gave her the upper springs and the nether springs. So pretty much he's giving his daughter estates, because Caleb got a big portion, of the land of Judah, because of how faithful he was. Him and Joshua, they had their faithful report when the spies first went out. So the Lord blessed Caleb, you know, with a large portion of their land, with resources, man, with wealth, you know. And he gave his daughter, you know, she asked him, he like, you already gave me, you know, get an NLT, think and make it a little plainer. All right, this is Joshua 15 and 19 in the NLT says, she said, give me another gift. You have already given me the land in Negev. Okay, now please give me the springs of water too. So Caleb gave her the upper and lower springs, man. He pretty much was giving her portions of paradise, man, because you know that land was plush, beautiful. You know, he's pretty much giving his daughter resorts, man. Okay, so you can't push this image. You go to the law in Deuteronomy 21, all right, and read a few scriptures and try to paint the whole culture like we just barbaric, like that was just a culture, like we was going to war every day, you know, just taking women and you know just going crazy. Nah, man. Okay, you gotta deal with the whole book, man, to understand what's going on, man. Okay, let's get another account. Let's get Genesis 29 and 10. All right. This is Genesis 29 and 10. It says, and it came to pass when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother, that Jacob went near and rolled the stone from the well's mouth and watered the flock of Laban, his mother's brother. So when Jacob first saw Rachel, the first thing he did was went to work, man. Hey, the first thing Jacob did when he saw Rachel, he went to work, man. Okay, he like, damn, you see, and he started working. You see, and you read the next verse 20, Genesis 29:11. It says, and Jacob kissed Rachel and lifted up his voice and wept. You see, he kissed Rachel and cried out. Okay, he it's his first time seeing her. He like, damn. You know, he started working. He kissed her. He cried out. Like, you know, and Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's brother and that he was Rebekah's son. And she ran and told her father because she knew what the play was. Oh, I know why. You know, because Rebekah was her auntie. You know, so she knew that they sent. Okay, Jacob. She sent Jacob to get a wife. So she ran and told her father, man. Okay? These are things that actually happen, man. He seen her and he was like, damn. You know, and he told her who he was, and she understood that he came from the stock of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And she was like, hell yeah. She ran and told her father. Okay, so it wasn't no thing of the woman just pouting and getting drug around, you know, caveman, you just coming, you know. Come on, man. You know, but that's the picture they'll paint. But that wasn't the case, man. Okay, and what eventually happened, Jacob agreed to work, you know, 7 years for Rachel. Now we know he gave her Leah, because even when you go into that, you know, you give your eldest daughter off first anyway. You know, that was a thing as well. You know, because her window was closing. See, it wasn't like now, okay, because you hit your 20s in the ancient world and you weren't married, you know, the danger zone wasn't 37 and 40 like today. Nah, the danger zone, you 22, 23, and you ain't, you know. So he had to get Leah off first, you know, and then he got Rachel, you know. So he worked 14 years for his two wives, man, and then eventually, you know, women to the handmaids, and you know that's how we hear. Okay, we going into the story of how when Jacob kissed Rachel and lifted up his voice and wept, now you got 12 tribes. Okay, this is the beginning of the 12 tribes, man. Okay, in which he got Leah, Rachel. Then they came with 2 handmaids, man, and you have us, man, today. Okay, so let's go from there. Let's get another account, man. You can't just paint that picture like, we just cold hard. There's another. Then they use the term that the Bible is misogynist. Okay, and that's a lie, and we're proving it, man. Okay, say that the Bible is misogynist. Let's get this word misogynist. Then we get the next account. Okay, and those accounts that we're going through show you the Bible ain't misogynist, man. So you go into misogynist, they use that word, and they say that dislike. They say the person who dislikes, despises, or is strongly prejudiced against women. All right, and the woman has always been the Israelite man's weakness, man. Okay, for being too much into the woman. Okay, so how could we have a strong hate or despise women? Okay, now we despise women that's out of order. Okay, but talking about we just despise women. Okay, just because, nah, man. Okay. So let's get this in 1 Samuel 30. Let's get this in 1 Samuel 30. See, this is why we have to understand these things, man. Be familiar with these things, understand what was going on. And we got to get our minds out the west, man. And this is 1 Samuel 31. It says, "And it came to pass when David and his men would come to Ziklag on the 3rd day, that the Amalekites had invaded the south and Ziklag, and smitten Ziklag, and burnt it with fire, and had taken the women captives that were therein. They slew not any, either great or small, but carried them away, and went on their way. So David and his men came to the city, and behold, it was burned with fire, and their wives and their sons and their daughters were taken captive." So Amalek came and, kidnapped the wives, their families, man, the wives and their children. Then David and the people that were with him lifted up their voice and wept until they had no more power. So David and his men, they cried to them. They almost fainted, man, because their wives and sons and daughters were kidnapped, man. All right, the Israelite man has deep love. Okay, they have a deep love for their families, man. Okay, especially that their family is in order, man. The Israelite man, no man on earth loves his family more than the Israelite man. Okay, no man. And it says, and David's 2 wives were taken captive, Ahinoam and the Jezreelites, and Abigail, the wife of Nabal the Carmelite, which he dead. All right, Lord killed that nigga. All right, it says, and David was greatly distressed, for the people spake of stoning him. So Jake was mad as hell, man. They wanted to stone David. Okay, so you mean to tell me that the Israelite man is a misogynist? Okay, get out of here, man. You see, it says, for the people spake of stoning him, because the soul of all the people were grieved, every man for his sons and for his daughters. But David encouraged himself in the Lord, his power. Okay, so David went, he went to the Lord, man. All right, he went to the priest, and the Lord delivered them, their wives and their sons and daughters back, man. Okay, so let's get this account real quick. I want to switch over. We just proved it, man. All right, now you get this here in the book of the book of Judith. All right, so let's get the book of Judith. You know, come on, Sonetta talking about he had him chained up for 30 days. He had nobody chained up, man. Okay. But then Polite, the little chick, you know, the chick who daughter, okay, he defiled. All right, you got a picture with Polite having her on the leash, the mother. Okay, so and that's who you trusted around your daughter. This nigga got you on the leash. Okay, well that goes into that spirit of Egypt. Okay, now this is the book of Judah, chapter 8, verse 4. It says, so Judah was a widow in her house 3 years and 4 months, and she made her a tent upon the top of her house and put on sackcloth on her loins and says, and wear her widow's apparel. And she fasted all the days of her widowhood, save the ease of the Sabbath and the Sabbaths and the ease of the new moons and the new moons and the feasts and the solemn days of the house of Israel. She was also of a goodly countenance and very beautiful to behold. And her husband, all right, Manasseh, had left her gold and silver and men servants and maid servants and cattle and lands, and she remained, all right, upon them. Now, this is an Israelite wife. Okay, so you see what she will be left, what she got left by her husband that had passed. And he had to be a extremely humble man because he died working and he had servants, you know, and he had high rank, okay, amongst the people. He was pretty much a nobleman, okay. But some of those maid servants, he probably was dealing with them. They could have been heathen women. It doesn't say, okay. But they didn't get the estate. The Israelite wife got the estate. Okay, so there's a difference between the concubine, okay, the bond wives, and the Israelite wives, man. You see, and you keep reading. So I'm gonna jump here, verse 10. It said, then she sent her waiting woman that had the government of all things that she had to call Ozias and Chabris and Charmis, the ancients of the city. Now, I want to get this real quick, because it said a waiting woman, all right, or what you will call a lady in waiting. So when you go into that, what is that? All right, so when you go into a lady in waiting, here you go. Yeah, so when you go into a lady in waiting, it says a lady in waiting or court lady is a female personal assistant at a court, attendant on a royal woman or a high-ranking noble woman. Okay, and that's what Judith was. All right, she was a noble woman. You know, her husband had to be, high up, whatever he was. All right, for her to have a lady in waiting. Okay. So this picture, this color purple. All right, Kate, like like we just prehistoric. No, man. We was on the level as a people, man. Men and women. Okay, we was on the level, man. All right, and those heathen women were for the sake of labor and nation building, man. Because guess what? The seed would be Israelites. So the heathen women, they was used to produce more Israelites, man. But if you emotional and effeminate, if you the male version of your mother, then this ain't for you, man. Okay, and this is why Jacob Trouble is gonna get rid of a lot of Israelites, man. You know, they've been in America too goddamn long, man. As Apostle Hart goes into, man. Okay, so let's I think that's it, man. You know, we'll end it there. You know, I just want to go. Well, matter of fact, let me go here because they talk about Egypt. You know, they talk they you know they supposed to be Egypt, but you go into ancient Egypt marriage customs. Okay, it says what were the rules for marriage in ancient Egypt? It said neither religious nor state doctrines entered into the marriage, and unlike other documents that relate to economic matters, okay, you will have, you know, agreements, okay, such as so-called marriage contract. Marriage themselves were not registered. Apparently, once a couple started living together, they were acknowledged to be married. Okay, and what do you think they did the first day they moved in? Okay, marriage was sex in a lot of Eastern, in a lot of customs, man, a lot of nations' customs, man. Okay, so yeah, man, I just want to touch on a few things. I had some more, but I go into it another time. You know, I leave it there. So Lord will, you know, you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified once again. I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Hashem Kakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.